So I have finally came to the realization and the decision that I want to stop using marijuana completely in my life. It's not something that I use often. You know, I'm a father, I'm a husband. It's not something I know I don't do it daily or anything like that. But recently I've been feeling very convicted with even the limited use that I've had, involving with it recently. This was something similar to what I experienced maybe 2-3 years ago when I first stopped drinking alcohol as well, or when I completely stopped drinking alcohol. There was a conviction even when I would have one glass or just one mixed drink of any type of alcohol, even not even getting drunk, just a light buzz. And there was a conviction that I felt about it. And now I'm starting to feel the same thing around marijuana. It's not something that I do often, but even lightly using it, I feel that conviction. And there is a cognitive dissonance, not even a cognitive dissonance. I would say there's a conflict between my flesh and my spirit. I don't believe that smoking marijuana or drinking alcohol is a biblically written sin where it's like, hey, there's no misinterpreting it. This is what God says. If you do it, you're in direct violation of his command and law. However, God gives us commands individually. He puts certain ways of living on our hearts. And that's one of the beautiful things about worshiping, our Almighty God, is that personal relationship that we can have with him. And he calls and he leads for some of us to feel that conflict with doing things that aren't considered sins for other people, but he's calling us to a higher level, or maybe he's requiring a higher standard of us because of the calling that he has on our life, or the calling that we even wish to exercise because of our love and gratitude for what he's done in our life. And for me, that is definitely a life of discipleship. And as I'm growing into it, it definitely is not necessarily easy. He said anyone who's going to follow him is going to have to take up their cross. We're going to have to die to ourselves. And, essentially dying to ourselves means to neglect those fleshly desires. And one of the things God has already blessed me with is a beautiful wife and children. So I already get to enjoy the pleasures of marital sex. But maybe it's time for me to deny my flesh some other pleasures. And I want to live a life that you don't have to question, that I don't have to question, that nobody can look at and say, well, why should I listen to him when he's doing A, B, C, and X, Y, Z? And I don't think that is what God would want me to do. So just like God said, it's better for a man to not eat meat than to eat meat and essentially lead his brother astray. It's better for me to not use marijuana than to use marijuana and possibly, lead one of my brothers or sisters astray. Plus, I want to keep a pure mind and heart to hear what he's saying to me at all times. So I just wanted to share this with you because maybe God is calling you to a similar path of discipleship, and this helps answer some questions.